We first learned about CAG when we were at the Intermissions Conference here in Guatemala. We were living in a rural area and we had decided we needed to come together with some other Christians and have some relationships and some friends. And as we were sharing about the struggles our girls were having living in the rural area, they started talking about their kids going to school at CAG and what a blessing it had been. And from there, God just totally took the wheel and guided our steps here to the school. I try to be involved as much as possible. I do teach one class, photography, in the ministry. Other than that, I'm active with our girls in their classes. I volunteer when I can. I substitute teach when I can. Next year, I really am hoping to lead a girls' discipleship group as well. To me, the mission of CAG is to minister to kids whose families have uprooted them from their homes, from their countries, from their cultures, and to bring those kids some healing, because it's hard. It's a hard life, and so to minister to these kids and then to equip and raise them up to serve the Lord from where they are or wherever they end up, that's the ministry of this school, and it has been in our family. I mean, these kids are from all over the world. We have Koreans, we have Guatemalans, we have Americans, and then I also believe that not only are they from different places in the world, but they're going to be sent out to different places because these are third culture kids. They understand what it's like to be taken away, then to be filled up in another culture. And so I believe he's going to minister and like, not minister, he's going to give these kids a calling and a vision for the world because they have an understanding that other kids do not have. I have experienced that discipleship in this school is giving our children an opportunity to live out the calling of Christ every day, giving them an opportunity to work through the struggles, to work through the trials, to work through the disagreements, and training them how to do that in the ways that the Lord's called us to do it. And so being in like a small community, being close-knit, and where there can also be struggles, but it gives us a chance to teach our kids this is how you do life in Christ. Not just tell them, but teach them. Well, of course, one of the biggest ways that the school needs support is finances. As any ministry, you kind of depend on the finances and the donations of other people, which is a difficult thing to do. Prayer, absolutely. Our kids need prayer. Our kids come to this school, a lot of them, hurt and sad and lonely and missing where they came from. So please pray for our kids and pray for the families here. And then get involved, come visit. You know, once you come to Guatemala, it gets right in your heart and you're done. You may end up staying. I mean, obviously, first of all, it was for my children because our first year here was tough. It is hard doing what God's called you to do when He's called you to go away and leave what you know. And so our kids kind of came out of that hurt and sad and lonely. And so we came here for them, you know, and God completely opened the doors for us to do that. But then as I got here and God like put this love in my heart for the kids that are here, and I see that my kids aren't the only ones that have struggled, that all of these kids need, they need someone to put back into them so that they can be healed and then so that they can be used in God's hands for what He's called them to. Missions is hard. And missionaries, it's a struggle. It is not an easy thing. It is not a glorified job. It is a hard life, and missionaries need your prayers and they need your support, and they need to know that you are there with them, that they are not alone in what God's called them to do.